Hello everyone. This is my final vlog for the class. I can't believe that the course is already over. I feel like it just flew right by. So coming into this class, I wasn't really sure what to expect because, obviously I've read some contemporary literature before, but I haven't really had any classes that focus specifically on contemporary literature, so I never really took it upon myself to go into, deep analysis about the works that I had read. And doing it in a contemporary platform where we use Twitter and Facebook and Sorify, it definitely, coincided with kind of the pace that the contemporary writers were trying to move at. Contemporary literature to me would probably be taking something as it is and interpreting it in a way that it's not, if that makes any sense. I think it's all about making something new, and a couple of readings that came to mind just saying that would be Life Story, Semplica Girl Diaries, Night Women. They're taking concepts and they're flipping it into something different. Mirrorings by Lucy Greeley, for example, it takes a personal spin on a social issue, and the social issue being everyone's idea that their image to somebody else is what matters, when really an image is not absolute. And the narrator ends up figuring that out towards the end after having gone through plenty of surgical procedures and such. Life Story, it's taking, just common aphorisms and little nuances that we see in everyday life, but they become something different when they're all strung together, because individually they would each mean something, but putting all of them together and grouping them into paragraphs, the whole message is completely different. So it's taking something small and then seeing a bigger picture. Same thing would apply to Leap, that talks about this horrific, the sights that were going on during 9/11, and being from New Jersey, I remember seeing the smoke, and granted, I can't imagine being a pedestrian in New York City, but taking something so horrific and finding something so beautiful, like the love that these two people had, or even not love, but just human compassion for one another, reaching for each other and holding hands as they, flee from this burning building. That's something completely different and unheard of. It brings something more beautiful and more real to something other than just tragedy. And I think that that's a lot of what contemporary writers are trying to do. Another author that comes to mind is Robert Hass, specifically his poem Time and Materials. Let me find it. He sets it up in a way that seems chronological because every section is numbered off and each section takes a different tone. Made love, made curry, talked on the phone to friends. The one whose brother died was crying and thinking alternately, like someone falling down and getting up, and running and falling and getting up. He takes a conversation and puts it into a way that makes sense along with his imagery. You get this kind of like stop and go feeling with the falling down and getting up, and like that, he's saying that that's a part of life. That these time and these materials are what make life, and you're not always going to be able to have a smooth ride. You're gonna fall. You're gonna have to get back up, even if it's just a fall again. So I think that that has a lot to do with what contemporary authors are trying to do. Another piece that sticks out in my mind is television. I think Lydia Davis does a really good job taking something so new like television and going into this deep pensive thought about it, like going into such detail about what show is going on and how she's just sitting by and watching other people's lives instead of going out and living herself. That's a pretty heavy message, especially for people who, like, we are so into television, and other media forms. I mean, as I am here right now, I've got a couple of different tabs open on my computer. We're just so wrapped up in all the things around us that sometimes we forget to just be. So it's just contemporary writing should take something that seems so common and so simple and shed some light on it so that the readers get a deeper understanding of it and maybe even see it in a different light. I've had a lot of fun this semester, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Good luck, you guys.